Do you guys remember the alligator that ate that kid a couple months ago in Florida? Which is a weird thing if you don't, because an alligator ate a child, and we're just like, yeah, I guess. Same shit as always. But apparently some wildlife foundation did a study, and they concluded that the alligator saw the child as prey, which I don't think anyone was arguing. I don't think anybody was like, you know why that alligator ate that kid, right? Racism. And I also read about some college kid that sexually assaulted 2 women while they were asleep. No, he's not a college kid. He's a high school kid. He sexually assaulted 2 women, and the judge let him off so he could have the college experience, which I guess is more raping, because that's what I hear happens in college, especially to these kids. But it's really weird because his nickname was David the Rapist, which is like really telling, number 1, and really 2, sadly unoriginal. Like, I don't know if you guys remember high school, but those people were fucking mean. Not to David the Rapist, he just gets to be David the Rapist. And I'm here, and I didn't want to leave my house, but I did. I left my house, I came out here. I don't like leaving. I have a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression. In fact, I just started seeing a therapist, and I'm broke, so I can't afford to see her all the time. I'm only seeing her like once a month. And recently what happened is I thought I had just gotten out of an abusive relationship, an emotionally abusive relationship. And I thought that the girl was gaslighting me and always telling me I was manipulative and gross. And I was like, at my therapist, and I was like, and this girl says I'm manipulative, read these texts. And she read the text, and she was like, you certainly are manipulative. I was like, oh, okay. And now our time is up, and we will see you next month. So my whole world came crashing down, and now I have to sit with it, because I've always been a failure. You know, and as a white man that's a failure, it's awful. It's awful, because if you're a white man and you're a failure, you did not hit obstacles, you fell off of ramps. Like, you were on your way to be shot up into space, and you were like, And so my whole life I was like, I'm a failure, but at least I'm not an asshole. And now I find out I'm an asshole. So I don't know where to go from here until next month. But I did just get out of this relationship, and we're kind of trying again, because I was like, oh, well, maybe I should try this shit again. But it was interesting how we met, because she is the ex-fiance of a guy I was in a band with. And so I have to tell him when we start dating. So I send him a message on Facebook, because I'm not gonna like talk to him in person, that's fucking ridiculous. But I was like, hey, you know, I met this girl, and I know that it's not supposed to happen, and it sucks, and I'm sorry, but she's perfect for me. And he was like, you know, she's a bad person with a long history of infidelity. I was like, dude, I just said she's perfect for me. But yeah, our relationship is unhealthy. Our relationship is basically like Taco Bell. It is like really unhealthy, but I want it all the time. And it is delicious. Yeah, so there's that. My relationship is like Taco Bell. My whole entire life is like a Nicholas Sparks novel. Fucking hate it and would really like it to end. And I feel like this experience with a relationship has led me to believe that Facebook needs to increase the amount of relationship statuses that it has. Because it has, in a relationship, single, it's complicated, but they need to have more. They need to have like angry and looking to cheat with, 1 foot out the door with, kind of checked out with, things haven't been the same since we lost the baby with. Yeah, somebody, you know, and because of all this crazy shit that I have going on, why I go to the therapist, I don't like going outside, I don't like leaving, it's gross out here, outside, all these trees, ew. You know what's out here? Worms. It's disgusting. That's what's outside, worms and the Ku Klux Klan. Now, I stay in my house, sometimes 1 worm gets in my house, that's fine, it's just 1 worm. Sometimes 1 member of the Ku Klux Klan does get in, that's not really a Klan, that's just a Ku Klux man. That one's for me, I don't even care. Somebody did once ask me recently what country I was going to move to if Donald Trump won. And I was like, I'm staying here. I certainly hope he doesn't win, but I'm going to take full advantage of being the white man in Donald Trump's America. I'm finally going to win. I'm finally not going to fall off those ramps. I will get to pick the fruit after all the Mexicans leave. They're all, you know, the fucking Trump supporters are all about the NRA, all about the guns, gun people. Really weird. The gun industry is like the weirdest industry because they're just like, are you afraid of people that have our product? You should buy our product. It's like the ultimate fucking win. And I hate when I describe like my mental issues to somebody, like anxiety and depression, and I describe it to somebody and they're like, I'm just like, it feels like everyone's judging me and everyone's looking at me and it's just all weird and I feel like everybody cares even though nobody cares, and they're just like, that doesn't make any sense. And I'm like, I know! It's why it's a disorder. You guys don't like that one, huh? I feel like I lost everybody after I said something bad about Donald Trump, which is weird because I thought we were all on the same page for Donald Trump. I didn't think anybody liked Donald Trump. I've never met anyone that did. But I used to work in a bookstore. I used to work at a Barnes & Noble where they sell the e-readers. The e-readers were fun because people would be like, oh, these are so convenient. I still like books though. Yeah. Nobody was like, fuck books. Nobody was like, thank God these things are now here. I don't have to fucking buy a book anymore. Or sit on your shelves, you gotta turn the pages, ew. But I was showing the e-readers to a couple, interracial couple, black guy, white girl, and I'm showing them the different models we have. I'm like, this is our 7-inch model, it's the HD, and this is our 9-inch model, it's the 1080p. And she's like, does the 9-inch model come in any other colors? And I had to look this woman in the eye and I had to be like, no, the 9-inch only comes in black. And had her boyfriend showed like any indication that like he understood what was happening, I would have been like, high five! But either he didn't know or he knew and just didn't want to say anything. But I know he went home to his family and he was like, guess what happened today? There's this weird issue that's going on that I hear people say, and it's like the most bizarre shit I've ever heard in my life, where they talk about pedophile priests. And they're like, the priests probably wouldn't be pedophiles if they would let them get married. Which is like not how that works. Like if you think that if you haven't gotten laid in a while, you'd want to fuck a child, then you're a pedophile. Like if at any time you're like, yeah, child, yeah, I'm on board. No, pedophile. That's what's like a pass-fail situation. It's not like, there's no gray area there. So tentacle porn. I have a friend who's super into anime and super into Japanese culture, and I was like, hey, friend, what is with tentacle porn? And she was like, oh, well in Japan they couldn't draw penises, so they drew tentacles. And I was like, that answers none of my questions. Now I have more questions, like, why was that the second thing? Did it go through some kind of like process? Like, was it like, yo man, we can't draw penises. I know. I got this. Giant rape monsters. And they were just like, yeah, good. You know, no like bananas or anything. No, we'll go straight to the giant rape monsters. And it's always tentacle rape. It's never tentacle consensual sex, which is even more telling. Like, we don't like the penises. We're fine with the rape. Just don't show the penises. Are you guys like me and you have to fucking know what movie they're watching in the minivan in front of you? Or you're behind them and you're like, what are they watching? They're swimming? There's the movie with swimming in it. There's the movie with swimming. Are they watching Swim Fan? I think it's Swim Fan. It's like, the fuck would I even think it was Swim Fan? No, it's not Swim Fan, it's SpongeBob. It's always fucking SpongeBob. It's not Swim Fan. I've never even seen Swim Fan. Why would my brain go there? I saw one trailer for it like 15 years ago and it's stuck in my head. How old are you guys over here? Early 20s? Yeah, like early to like 21 or, okay. So you guys don't remember the movie Swim Fan, or the movie Cruel Intentions. See, one person knows Cruel Intentions. You may know Cruel Intentions, but you don't remember Cruel Intentions. And this is why it's important to remember Cruel Intentions. Because when Cruel Intentions came out and we saw the trailer for it, we were like, this is gonna be the jerk-off movie of the century. I am on board. Sarah Michelle Gellar, that other girl whose name nobody remembers, but they make out. It looks like there's gonna be boobs everywhere. And then we saw it and there was nothing worth jerking off to in that movie. I'm still mad about it, like 15 years later. And why did the villains in Scooby-Doo think they were going to get away with any of that? Like, that's the thing they always say. They're like, I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for you meddling kids. No, you weren't. You had a real estate scheme that involved dressing up like Frankenstein. You were never getting away with that. A bunch of stoned kids found you out in like 20 minutes. There's nobody else. The FBI probably already knows who you are and is just sitting there waiting for the kids to figure it out. They're like, no. Let these kids get this one. And I'm pretty sure that's all I got. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. I will leave you with this. If you're ever, doing shit like saying cool movie lines after sex, don't say "that'll do, pig." Thank you.